back to TubeTalk.
Welcome back to TubeTalk Douglas.
We got another fairly packed week, I guess.
Yeah, not as busy as last week. Last week was, it was good having a whole bunch of fresh up runners and stuff in New Zealand. But yeah, just a nice steady week for the middle of winter. In the middle of your, start of your holidays.
Anyway, to kick off TubeTalk, let's start with last week, where Rock Island ran second on Saturday.
Rock Island Line. After the song. Yeah, fresh up. Excellent run over 1,200 metres, short of his best. Probably the best he's ever raced over 1,200 metres. Great ride by Cozzy. Got back, weaved through, held up, hit the line hard. Shows he's come back better than ever. He is being targeted towards the Winter Cup on the 15th of August at Riccarton, Group 3. You can follow him all winter long. Going well.
Yes, and also last week at Te Rapa, we had Loose Cannon who ran third.
Yeah, fresh up for a year and nice run. Settled midfield, just behind them. There was a real on-pace, on-the-fence bias. So she had to wait for a gap come wider, and when she did, she only had a couple behind her and really came home well against the bias for third. Very smart filly, mare. Back to Te Rapa in 2 weeks' time on a reasonable track. Awfully hard to beat.
Yes, and also at Te Rapa was Third the Nidu, who was very unlucky.
So unlucky. And Loose Cannon should have won. Go back, watch the video, put her in your black book. Was sitting up handy, got a terrible check, went right back to last, couldn't get away through in the straight, finished off really well, full of running. She's a win waiting to happen at good odds.
And Erin Dani, also at Te Rapa, was eye-catching.
She was.
From
1,000
the man
metres.
himself.
What's that?
From the man himself.
From the man himself. She was 1,000 metres ended up being too short for her. Didn't have early speed, but against the bias was really warming up late, getting home nicely. This run under her belt out to 1,200 metres. Next start, she'll run very well. We've got blinkers which we can apply, but we'll keep those up our sleeves for a little bit, and she should be very competitive next start.
Yes, and now we're going to Australia. At Brisbane on Saturday, we have Stardome, who was a very good second.
Do you know, Doug, Rock Island Line and Stardome both jumped at the same time, 2:18 p.m, and they both ran second.
At the exact same minute.
Yeah, I was watching both screens. I was like, same minute. So Stardome is going really well. What cost him the win was he started from the outside barrier and had to sit in the open the whole race, whereas the winner just sat back with cover and just slungshot him. But he ran a very, very good second back on a good track. He'll go further than this. He'll progress through the grades, and you can follow him with confidence. He'll drop back to 2,000 metres in a couple of weeks' time, but that won't matter too much. A good draw, settle with a bit of cover, and he'll be awfully hard to beat.
Yes. And now moving on to this week.
This week on TubeTalk with Doug Bosma.
And this week at Wanganui to start off on Friday, race 9, we have Jennifer, who is fresh up.
She is. The difficult thing, it's a very heavy track, Wanganui, heavy 11. And the difficult thing to know is just how forward horses are. And it's really hard to know that when you're coming onto a very heavy track in the middle of winter and they haven't raced for a while. Nothing quite like race fitness. So it's a little bit of a sort of wait and see. But she's got a barrier of 14, which I think is quite good. She should be able to, we'll just settle her in her own rhythm, wherever she's happy. And from barrier 14, she should be able to get to the outside with Chris Johnson on. And if her fitness is forward enough, she can certainly run very well. But whatever she does, she will improve significantly for the run.
She will. And
half sister to Rock Island Line.
Half sister. That's very interesting. And at Wanganui also on Friday, race 12, we've got Maidstone Park, who is also fresh up.
Also fresh up, yeah. Same boat, and she's going a mile. So a mile fresh up on a very heavy track. Really hard to know. Slightly awkward draw, barrier 5, because she'll have to try and get out wider. Again, we'll just ride her wherever she's happy. Ryan Elliott rides, knows her well. She does handle very bad tracks, so that's in her favour. But it comes down to how forward they are, and that is the difficulty to know. And whatever she does, she will improve significantly. Wouldn't be surprised if she went a nice race, Fresh up, given that we know she handles the track conditions, but just how forward she is the key. And she'll improve her stack, particularly when she gets over 2,000 metres.
And moving on to Saturday at Auckland, which is Ellerslie, if you're wondering.
Yes, nice.
Race 3, we have Darcy Palmer.
Yeah, not sure we will run him. Been a lot of rain in Auckland. Track on Wednesday morning was a heavy 10, but it was that way on Tuesday night, and there's been a lot of rain since then, so out to a heavy 11. I don't really think he's a very heavy track horse. And if the track gets a bit sticky, won't suit either. It's only 880 metres. He's got a wide barrier draw of 11. It means he's probably going to get back. And by the time he warms up, the race could be over. So I'm just not sure whether we'll run or not. If we don't run, they've put on a race at Avondale on the 22nd for the same prize money over 1,100 metres, which looks a really good race for him. So if we do run, it'll be getting back and running home nicely. And if we don't run, we'll be looking at Avondale. But we'll make that call on Saturday morning of the race. It does get in with a nice weight though, 55 kilos, and Craig Grills rides a nose and well.
Yes. And also on Saturday at Riccarton, race 9, we have Sanctify.
You like the name Sanctify, don't you?
I do like the name Sanctify.
Did you just change your... Don't say it.
Okay.
So Sanctify, second up, ran a very nice 5th fresh up at Riccarton, over 1,200, which is too short, and she was on the worst part of the track. Barrier 8, Kosi Sanawan, should allow her to get to the outside of the track, and she's the highest rated horse in the race. The 1,400 metres suits. Does look a really good race for her. Does look a good race. She can just sit, and we know she's won the heavy track before, and she's run close up in stakes races, and we think she's a pretty smart horse, pretty progressive smart horse. So it looks a good race for her. Settled, as long as she gets the breaks, she can be right there.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing her run.
And now it's time for Bit of the Week, everyone's favourite segment. And this Bit of the Week, you guessed it was Sanctify.
Yeah, it's homegrown. Just looks a really nice race for her. I know she's not going to, the track's not going to worry her. She's got the draw to get wide. As long as she gets even breaks, I think she's a really, really good chance. I don't think we're going to get a lot of money about it, maybe $4 or $5. We got $4 or $5, we'd be pretty happy, wouldn't we, Dave?
We will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, so Sanctify's our bet of the week for Andrew Carston. Let's see if we can get her home.
And that concludes TubeTalk
For this week, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Saddler's Lass and Sanctify, the two favourites, second last and last on the bend. Lava Glow just in front of them, into the front straight, and it's Atahua Love the Dream. Spates looking for a run, I wonder why. Danny Green, wider out Rosso Cavallo, going through Spates in the middle with I wonder why. Spates hit the lead from I wonder why. Atahua Love the Dream, out deeper now Sanctify. Sanctify's from last is zooming past them, and Sanctify's a big winner. Sanctify